Hi, hello everyone. Hi, hello, 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 hello.
I feel so lucky I met you, and I still can't believe that I get to see those eyes for more than tonight. Swear you must have fell from the sky. And
Hi, hello, 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 hello. Hi, hello everyone. It's Kzzye Francyne. Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we will be doing something very exciting. It's something that I haven't done yet, I think. For today, I am very excited to share with you guys that it's finally back to school season. Today, I will be showing you guys what's in my school backpack, and I will also be finally share with you guys some of my study tips and tricks that you might find essential or useful for this back to school season. So without further ado, let's get on to the video. Alright, it's a little bit heavy. So, alright, so this is the backpack that I normally use when I go to school. But since we only have half days for our schedule right now, I usually use a smaller backpack so that it's hassle-free for me. But on a normal day, if I have whole day agenda or events at school, I usually use this backpack. This is my school backpack, which I bought from Herschel. This is actually a gift from my grandmother, and I chose this because it's pink and I love anything that's pink. This is quite heavy. Let's begin with the pockets. As you can see here, I have this BTS keychain. Also have this pink alcohol bottle. Bring your alcohols. Onto these pockets, I have my payong. This is my umbrella. Okay, moving on to what's inside this backpack. First, I have here with me my AirPods. I don't know how I'd go about my day without my AirPods, because you know, you can just go listen to music anytime, anywhere. Next, I have here with me my Vaseline lip balm, which I rarely use. I don't know why, but I like to apply lip balm, but then I always forget to reapply and apply and reapply. I don't know why I do that. So as you can see, it's pretty much full. I really need to use this. My coin purse. So just usually put my 20 peso bills here, my coins, my 50 peso bills. Next, we have my handkerchief. Very handy, very useful. Having this one is the way to go. Finally, the last item that I have in my backpack, the pockets of my backpack, is a spare button. So for example, we have to register for something, or we need to immediately sign something. I don't have to go ahead and grab my pencil case, get my pen and whatsoever. I just have to open my pockets, get this pen, and just go. So I usually put 1 to 2 pens in the pockets so that when I need to write something or sign something immediately, I just grab this from the pockets. Next, let's proceed to what's inside. In the main, I don't know what you call this, the main thing of the backpack. So first, I have here with me this. This is my makeup pouch. I've been using this since last year. Love this so much. It fits all of my essential makeup that I need. especially if it's a whole day class or a whole day at school. Use this to freshen up. It's a must-have. I'll show you what's inside. So first, my compact powder, spare hair tie, my concealer here, lippies. This is my favorite shade ever. This is my favorite lip product ever. This is the Peripera Nude Pink lipstick, the shade Ink Velvet 26. A funny story, if you follow me on my social media, maybe Instagram or Facebook, I posted a TikTok video of me, a live reaction of a guy who messaged me while I was doing a review of this. And it's so funny because now they know about this. Wala lang, share ko lang. Gusto ko lang mag-share. Another lippy here. This is from Caroline. A comb. Because finally, this is my favorite perfume ever. This is the Flirt Women from Pen Shop. And I like to smell good. Apart from trying to stay and look fresh, which I'm trying to do. Next, we have, ta-da! You may be wondering what's this for. This is actually one of our requirements in one of my majors. We use this for quizzes and reviews, and I only bring this once a week. That's that. My binder. Since I don't have a binder divider, I just use these tags. Focus ka naman, auntie. What I like about this binder, you can actually move the pages. So you can open it and then you just get a page. Yeah, you can actually move the pages, which is my favorite feature of this binder. This is where I take notes. Ta-da! So this is an example of my notes. I'll explain to you the process of how I do this in a future video, so make sure to stay tuned for that. The last item that I have on my backpack is my pencil case. By the way, I bought the binder and this pencil case from SHOPEE, so I'll have it linked down below if you want to check it out. Sized highlighters, correction tape, board marker, my sharpener, my eraser, colored pens, and more pens. So that's basically it. Those are just some of my essentials. I think it's time that I share with you guys some of my study tips and tricks that you may or may not use for this back to school season.
How gravity just pulls me right to you.
Okay, so I have here with me my laptop. I actually listed down all the things that I wanted to share. This is not everything, but I think these are just the main or the salient points that I'll be sharing with you guys. Some of these are just very basic. Honestly, these are just what I really use. First, I like to write down a to-do list. A to-do list is very important so that you won't lose track of what are the things that you need to do. Usually write that down in my journal. If you don't have a journal, you can just go ahead and grab a paper and a pen and just write your to-do list. So this is my journal, and over here you can see a bunch of to-do lists. You just have to write down your homework or the things that you need to do, what the teacher has told you, the deadlines of the assignments that you have to pass. It's always important that you are one step ahead of the things that you need to do so that you won't cram all of your activities all at once. Next, we have number 2, take down notes. Usually, during discussions, I don't like to write. I write, but only the salient points that the teachers are discussing. I think the most important thing that you need to do in a discussion is to just sit down, listen, just have your pen and notebook ready in case the teacher says something that's not placed in the presentation or the study guide or the module that you are given. If the teacher posts a PowerPoint presentation in advance or like a learning material in advance, before the day of the discussion, it's best if you actually take down notes from that learning material already, so that by the time that you discuss, you're already familiar with the flow of the discussion and you can already develop an idea as to what are you going to say. Like, kabalo na ka unsa imuhang iingon kung mag-discuss na mo because you already read in advance. Another advantage of taking down notes is that you can already conceptualize as to what kind of questions will the teacher ask, which brings us to our next point, that you have to participate in oral recitations. Recitations plays a major role in your academic life. For me, I think if you participate in oral recitations, there's likely a bigger chance that your teacher will remember you. You know, it's okay to fail. It's okay if you don't know the answer to a certain question yet. But if you have an idea that you can contribute, or you know that there's something important you would like to share with the teacher or with the class, then don't ever hesitate to raise it. But it's one way of learning. Next, I like to use keywords or mnemonics. You have to look for a word that you can associate with what you are trying to learn. Say, for example, we have here a certain word, and here's the explanation of that word. In that explanation, you have to look for a certain clue or a keyword that you can associate with that word. You have to be creative for you to be able to memorize it easily and efficiently. It's up to you really how you can conceptualize and be creative as to how you can connect those two words. Aside from that, for example, you have like an enumeration type of discussion that you need to memorize. You use mnemonics. I tell you, mnemonics are very helpful.
Hi, hello everyone. So I'm just dropping by to fully explain what mnemonics are, because I realized I haven't actually dived into it yet. But yeah, basically mnemonics are very applicable for enumeration type of discussions. So what do I mean by that? Say for example, enumerate a list of Taylor Swift albums. So we have, for example, Red, Midnights, and Speak Now. Okay, say for example, you have to enumerate those three: Red, Midnights, and Speak Now. So instead of memorizing like, oh, okay, those Taylor Swift albums are, what are those? Red, Midnights, I forgot the other one. So for you to easily remember it and register it to your brain, you just like have to use the first letter of each word. Like for example, Red, Midnights, Speak Now. So R would stand for red, M would stand for midnights, and S would stand for speak now. So like instead of memorizing red, midnight, speak now, you can just register to your brain that RMS. So when the question comes out, like give an example of top 3 Taylor Swift albums, instead of memorizing red, midnight, speak now, you can just go ahead and think that, oh, it's RMS. And that RMS would stand for Red, Midnights, and Speak Now. So that's basically the concept of mnemonics. Instead of memorizing the whole word, you can make it easier and shorter by memorizing just the first letters that represent each of those words. And in that way, you can creatively remember whatever those enumeration type of questions are. And so basically, those are just the concept of mnemonics. So back to the video.
Next step is make a mock test. I have been doing this since I was in elementary, and I tell you, it is very effective. Although it takes quite a lot of time. Mock test is basically compiled questions from the lessons that you have discussed to create a test in advance in order to test what you have actually learned in those lessons. And then after you answer that mock test that you have created, you can go ahead and check those points where you are weak, check those questions where you got it wrong, and then you can go back to it, go back to the lesson, go back to your notes, and review those things again. And then after you have done your review, you can go ahead and answer your mock test again and see for the second time if you finally got it right. Next is the most important thing that I do in order to remember all of the things that I am studying. Discuss the lesson to yourself. So what do I mean by discuss the lesson to yourself? So you should try to imagine yourself as a teacher and at the same time as a student. You have to say, for example, you already have your notes, diba? You read your lessons and then you try to understand what those lessons mean. You translate it in your own words. Try to explain it to yourself in your own words, basing it from the definition that is given in that certain lesson. So you have to discuss it, why you think it's like this, why you think it's like that, why did these events happen, how did these events happen. You have to tell a story to yourself. You have to try talking to yourself. What I do is, okay, Kzzye, this happened in the year blah 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 because blah 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 did this and did that, for you to be able to grasp a deeper understanding of that certain lesson. And finally, reward yourself. You know, I don't study for very long hours. If it's finals week, I study maybe 3 hours in a day. But if it's just a normal school week, I just study 1 to 2 hours. You don't need to study, guys, you don't need to study 8 to 10 hours a day. Based from my experience, you don't need to study very long hours, especially if you have a short attention span like me, because the tendency is you're wasting your time studying and the end result is you never learned anything. You have to learn how to take breaks in between, and you have to learn how to take care of yourself as well. You need to allot a day, at least a self-care day, where you can do anything that you want to chill, to relax before you go back and study for another session. Don't study hard, study smart. So basically, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Please bear in mind some of these might or might not be applicable for you. The things I have shared right now are just based on my own experience and the things that I have encountered or learned while studying. So please bear in mind some of this might work for you, but some of this might not. So anyway, I just have laid it all out. And if you have any other video suggestions or if you have study questions, you can go ahead, write them in our comments section. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye!
And let's keep going and keep growing. Bye-bye!
I feel so lucky I met you, and I still can't believe that I get to see those eyes for more than